My name is Charlotte Fife Jefferson, and I am the Executive Director of Westview Media, the editor and publisher of the Westview Community Newspaper. The Westview Community Newspaper, it was founded in 2001. My husband and I and another community member started up this newspaper to help tell the positive stories of our neighborhood and to get information out to people so that they could become more involved and civically engaged in bettering their community.
I'm Amy Jordan, and I've been involved with the Westview for a little over a year. I write and I'm on the board. I grew up in Glendale. That was my narrow view of the West Side growing up, but it's Glendale, it's Poplar Grove, it's Rose Park, and then beyond that as well. The West Side really covers a large area, and what's great about that is it covers so many different people from different backgrounds. The Westview brings in all these different stories and languages and perspectives so that you can have this really inclusive worldview and understanding of different cultures and perspectives and ways of living. Because our neighborhood is so diverse, and then the Westview lets everyone tell their story.
My name's Maya Prospero. I'm 11 years old. When I was 9 years old, I wrote an article for the Westview titled, "What do you like about your neighborhood?" My best friend, her brother, he was writing an article. I was reading it and I was like, oh, I didn't know that a kid could write an article in a newspaper. I think that some kids should write for it because I think it's just fun to be able to see that you can write in something that will be seen like a lot of places. So then you feel like you're not so different, like so little.
My name is Sarah Morton. I'm a board member of Westview Media. The Westview has come so far in the last year. A year ago we had a small board and just trying to get the paper back up and running, and since then we've published an issue that was a huge success. We've got a ton of new writers and photographers interested. There's just a lot of community support and excitement that's welling up.
My name is Lily Cesena, and currently I'm a board member for Westview Media. So I've published a couple of articles, but feel like the biggest contribution has currently been with the fundraiser committee. And I've grown up in Glendale. The distribution of the paper would get to me, so I would just be a regular reader. Fell in love with their mission, the vision, and the impact on the community, and I decided to get more involved. What makes Westview so unique, that they're the voice of the West Side.
I'm Trin Mai, and I am a professor, a social work professor at the University of Utah. I love being next to the Jordan River. It reminds me of my grandmother's countryside fruit farm in Vietnam. I love how diverse our neighborhoods are. And I think not just diverse ethnically, but we have a lot of connections to the international community. So my neighbors are connected with people from Tonga and Samoa, to Mexico and Central America, to Vietnam and to Thailand and Burma. The West Side feels like a small town and a small community. And on the other hand, it feels like transnational, international community, a cosmopolitan city, if you will, because of all of our connections. The Westview presents a great opportunity for anyone that's interested in writing, in sharing their story, accessible, and truly a genuine community newspaper, in that it's very open to all community people that are interested presenting a perspective in writing any piece. It could be anything from personal to political to community. It's very open to all voices in the community.
For the West Side residents, we have a lot of stereotypes and stigmas about it being a bad neighborhood or about it being dangerous, when in reality it's just really rich culture. And we have so many different representations of countries from all over the world, whether it's refugees or immigrants. It's powerful volunteers that want to make a difference in their community and want to do away with those negative connotations, because they do hurt us. It's not easy to be just stereotype, people just coming to our neighborhoods and not really understanding who we are. And I think connecting to the West Side is what everyone needs to be worried about.
My name is Robert Archuleta, and everybody calls me Archie. I'm a board member of Westview. Salt Lake City is missing a real bet when it doesn't popularize and put the spotlight on the West Side in a favorable light. Through the years, the West Side has sort of become the stepchild of Salt Lake City. We're bringing it back. We're popularizing the West Side and beginning to make sure that people see it not only for its diversity, the fact that economically it is growing and will continue to grow. The West View, it's a real gem. And what it does, it goes to the people that live on the West Side. It goes to them not only to see and get their stories, but for them to actually write them. Many different groups, the University of Utah has come in to help us. Other groups have come in. Newspaper people all over the state have contributed, either with articles or with advice. We're trying to keep it alive and make it grow.
Westview is so important for the West Side because it allows people to tell their story from their perspective. So that's what I love about the Westview, because everybody can tell their own story about what it means to be a West Side resident. We don't want anybody left out, and so we mail these stories in this paper out to every single household.
I think it's really important for West Side voices to be heard. This is an area of the city that's traditionally been kind of overlooked, undervalued. This is the face of the future. We have so much diversity, and we have a very young population here on the West Side. So in the future, these citizens are going to be our future leaders, our future teachers. And our cities will look very different, but it will look much more demographically like the West Side. So it's really important to engage people from the West Side and to allow them to tell their stories and to allow them to organize and become involved in community building, because they are the face of the future.